Hello students, welcome to the Mental Ability series class 10th. Today we are starting with a new chapter named Mathematical Operations. You all have read mathematics from class 1 to 10th till now. Today we are going to deal with a specific portion of mathematics, that is mathematical operations, which is part of reasoning, right? Here we are going to deal with different mathematical tools. You all have heard of plus, you all have heard of subtraction, you all have heard of division, you all have heard of multiplication, brackets, and so on. All these things are different mathematical operations. Today we are going to deal with the questions related to all different mathematical operations, and we are total of doing 15 questions and which are based on 15 different concepts. I hope by end of the session you will find yourself comfortable with each and every concept and questions as well, and you will find yourself in a very good state which is related to this particular subject or topic, right? So we are straight away starting with the question part. So before every question, I'm going to give you some instruction. You have to follow all those instructions and solve the questions, right? So here is the first instruction. You are provided with substituted of various mathematical symbols. This is called substitution method. Here I'm going to provide you certain symbols which are depicting some mathematical operation. You are required to use those symbols and find out the answer. Make a note, while attempting or to solve a mathematical expression, proceed accordingly to the rule based on BODMAS, that is bracket of division, multiplication, addition and subtraction. This is the full form of BODMAS. This is how we are proceeding while solving any mathematical expression. I hope this thing is clear, right? We are supposed to follow this instruction. Now, I'll straight away move to the first question. Here, the first question says, 48 minus 12 in bracket is divided by 4, then addition of 6 and then division of 2, multiplication of 3. This led to, now you have to find the solution of this particular expression. Here, as we know, according to the BODMAS, first we have to solve the bracket. So this is the bracket here. So 48 minus 12 comes out to be 36, right? Now divide 36 by 4. We'll eventually get 9. So the equation that we are going to get is 9 plus 6 divided by 2 multiplied by 3. Now you have to find the answer of this particular expression. I have just simplified the equation from the given equation to this equation, right? Now again, as per the BODMAS, first we will divide, first step, and then we will multiply the answer that we are going to get, right? So 6 divided by 3 comes out to be 3. 6 divided by 2, I beg your pardon. Now we have 3 multiplication of 3 comes out to be 9, and eventually we'll get our answer, right? So I'll directly straight away jump to the answer part. Here, first we are solving the bracket. This is going to be our first point. So here I have already told you how I'm proceeding with this. Now then we are solving the division part, right? So we have divided, 6 divided by 2 comes out to be 3. That 3, right? Now this is going to the second part. Now third part we are adding. First we are multiplying. We are multiplying these two values in this step. That is step 3. Now we are adding 9 plus 9. We are getting step 4 and our answer is 18. I hope this first concept is clear to everybody. How we are using the concept of BODMAS while solving any mathematical expression. I hope this thing is clear. Now I'm proceeding with the second question. If you have any doubt till now, make sure to re-revise the video, right? Now I'm proceeding with the second part. That is question number 2. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to use symbols. I'm going to use different mathematical operations or tools to depict something else, right? So here in this question, you can see that this multiplication means division. So now wherever in the expression you will find multiplication, just replace it with division. Similarly, minus will replace by multiplication, division will replace by addition, and so on. Addition will replace by subtraction, and then you have to solve this expression. Now, while solving the expression, you have to take care of BODMAS. Exactly. For that, first re-revise the equation by using the instructions given above, right? So, wherever we have minus, like in the first part, we have 3 minus 15. And we all know that for minus, we have multiplication. So, it will become as 3 multiplied by 15. Divide means plus. So, addition of 19 will be there. Bracket will remain as it is, right? Will not change the bracket part. For the part of multiplication, we have division. The bracket will remain as it is, as I mentioned, because there is no instruction given for brackets, right? For the addition, we have minus, then 6. For equals to, again, we didn't have any instruction, we'll use it as it is. Then we'll find the answer. I hope you are able to re-revise the equation like this. Now I'll directly jump to the solution part for you. After re-revising the equation, we are coming up with a new equation, that is this, right? And on solving this equation using BODMAS, so how we are proceeding, I am just quickly revising for you in this equation. First, we'll solve the bracket, and within bracket, we have first multiplication and addition. As per the BODMAS, first we'll go with the multiplication. So 15 plus 3 comes out to be 18, and if we add 18 plus 19, that comes out to be 37, right? Or 36. So then we'll divide it by 8, then followed similarly, right? Eventually we'll get everything in frame. I hope this question is clear. So that is 45. 45, if we are adding them 19 in it, what we are getting? We are getting 64. And if we divide 64 by 8, we'll get 8. And if it minus 8 by 6, we are getting this complete value comes out to be 64. Again, we're dividing it by 8, we'll get 8. And in the end, if you're minus or if you're subtracting 8 minus 6, right, we're eventually getting 2 as our answer, which you can see in option number C. I hope this question is also clear. This question is based on the previous concept as well as something new. So new in this particular question is the re-revising of the equation. The equation that is given is totally fine, but as per the instructions given, we'll re-revise the expression and then we'll use the BODMAS. I hope this question is clear. Now, I'm straight away moving to the next question. If anybody is having doubt, please go through the video again. You'll get it better. Now, for third questions, again, we have some instructions. We have some equations. Now we have to figure out which one is correct. So I'm not going to revise the BODMAS again. If anybody is facing problem with the same, they can revise first 2 questions, right? So we'll straight away move to the question part now. If X stand for addition, now make a note. As I always said, start reading and marking it, right? First mark that we are going to make is this. X stand for addition, less than stand for addition. Sorry, less than stand for subtraction, right? My bad. For addition, we have division. So we'll just mark it like this. For greater than, we have multiplication. For subtraction, we have equals to. For division, we have greater than. For equals to, for division, we have greater than. And for equals to, we have less than. Now, which one of the following conditions will satisfy? Now, you can see all the mathematical tools used here, right? In every option, you can see them, right? For each and every mathematical operation, we have some certain instructions given above, right? So you follow those expressions or instructions and re-revise all the expressions. You will eventually find that only one statement out of 4 will satisfy the expression. So I'll directly jump to the answer part, and here you will see option number B. So first you can see that in option B, we have symbol of greater than, then we have plus, then we have equals to, then less than division. This will re-revise by multiplication, division, less than, minus and plus 2. Or if we solve it better, we'll find it how? If we divide 2 divided by 2, which will get 1, and then if we multiply it by 5, we eventually getting 5. So here we're getting 5, right? So, and solving the second part of the equation, that is, as per BODMAS, we are using the division part or the subtraction part, right? In this case, when it comes to division or subtraction, you are not supposed to worry that much, right? So if you are subtracting 10 minus 4, we are getting 6 plus 2, we are eventually getting 8. So the expression that we are getting is 5 is less than 8. And this is absolutely correct statement, right? So our option B will be answer. I hope this question is clear. Again, we are using the previous concepts only. Here, the expression is not given. Here, the expression is given in the form of options. Now you have to re-revise each and every option and eventually you will get closer to your answer. Here, I'll directly jump to the option B as I know the answer. So what I'm doing here, first I am re-revising the complete equation by using the above instructions, and then we are getting close to our answer. I hope this concept is also clear to you, right? Here, the tools that we are using or the operations that we are using is pretty similar, and you all are very well aware of all these things because you are in class 10th now, right? Now we'll move to the next question. As you know, this question has a direction. So this direction is implied to question number 4 as well as question number 5. So first we'll make sure to read the direction carefully. I'll read it for you here itself. Question number 4 and 5 are to be answered with reference to that following explanatory paragraph. Suppose in a view of a number, a symbol or a symbol system was substituted. So here, what you can see, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Total of 10 symbols are there, right? And corresponding to all those symbols, you have 10 values, right? Including 9, right? Total of 10 values are there. Now, the question says the digit this, a symbol depicting this, is used in the same fashion as the digit 0, right? It means this box implies 0. This upper arrow implies 1. I hope you are getting it. In the similar manner, in the last we have this encircle minus that depicting 9. I hope you get it, right? So we'll straight away jump to the question part where you have to use the symbols and the numerical values to get to your answer, right? So question number 4 says, which expression is equal to 10 raised to the power 0 here? So here you have some option A is given, right? And this is the only option that is given. Now you have to replace the values. We know that upper arrow is depicting 100. And how we are getting to 100? That upper arrow is depicting 1 and these two boxes are depicting 2 zeros. As we know that upper arrow belongs to 1 and that square belongs to 0. So as per the expression, what we are getting 100, or 100 can be written as 10 square is equals to 100. That means the answer is going to be 10 square. As we are getting, we have to write in this form, na? Right? So I hope you get this question as well. Here, what we are exactly doing is, you are comparing the symbol with their corresponding values and getting to your answer, right? Now, we'll move to the next question. Here you have different symbols now and a question, right? Okay. Now we'll straight away jump to this. We have this symbol, we have this symbol, we have this symbol. And for every symbol, we have some certain numerical values. So, as you can see here, what we are getting. Remember this expression, right? 3 plus A plus delta plus epsilon. 3 plus, here we are going to get A plus delta plus summation plus 3. This is the expression. Just make a correction here, okay? Now, we have 3 on the place of 3 plus on the place of A as well, we are having 6, right? And on the place of delta, we are having 3. These are the 3 values that we are getting. On the place of these 3. For A, we are getting this. For delta, we are getting 6. For epsilon, we are getting 3. Eventually, while making sum, we are getting 12. Right? I hope you got the answer. It means we know that in 12, 1 is depicted by this value and 2 is depicted by this value. I hope you get the answer, right? So please ignore this dollar sign. This is not here, right? This is again a printing mistake. What we are exactly doing here is we are using the symbol that corresponds to numerical value 1 and 2. So this is going to be our answer, right? Now we are moving to the next question because those instructions are valid till question number 5 and 6. 5 only, right? Now for question number 6, we didn't have any instruction. We have a direct state of equation. Now for that, we will read the question carefully. What question says? Which one of the following 4 interchanges in the sign and the number would make the given equation correct? Now we have plus and minus as a mathematical operations, and we have 2, 5, 3 as the numerical values, including 0 as well, right? Now if we interchange plus with minus or 2 with 3, our equation will correct or not? We have to check this. Again, in the second part, if we interchange plus minus and replace the value of 2 to the 5 and 5 to the 2, either we'll get our answer or not. In the same manner with option C. So for that, what you are supposed to do, you are supposed to implement each and every operation in the expression, right? So on implementing, for the first part, by making the interchange in the option A, what we are getting? Initially we are having 3 plus 5 minus 2. By changing the value, what we are getting? We are getting close to this value. 2 minus 3 plus 3 comes out to be 0, right? Which is eventually leading us to 0 is equals to 0, which is a true statement, right? By making change in the option number B, what we are getting? We are here re-revising the equations. Remember this thing. This is the re-revised equation as compared to the given equation, right? This is the given equation. Now we'll move to this part. We have already satisfied this part. Now this is there. For that particular thing, we have already re-revised the equation, and that is 6 is equals to 0, which is a false statement, right? So this is not true. This is not true. Similarly, after solving the third part, we are getting 4 is equals to 0, which is again a not true or a false statement. So eventually we'll get A as our answer. I hope this question is clear. Here in this question we are re-revising the equation. We are changing the symbols or the operations along with the numerical values. Eventually, after following all the instructions given in the question, we are getting our answer. I hope this thing is clear. Now we'll move to the next question. That is your question number 7. This is a different question because here in the question itself, we are provided with some symbols which are using the alphabets, right? Along with the mathematical operations. So read the question carefully first. The question says, which of the following conclusion is correct according to the given expressions and symbols? So what symbol says? A implies greater than, right? B implies again greater than. C implies not equals to. D implies equals to. E implies less than equals to, and F implies less than. I hope this question is clear. Here in this case, A implies greater than equals to. This will be the correction here. Okay. Now, we'll move to the question part. The expression P, E, Q and Q and Q, E, R will satisfying which of the following options? So, how to proceed with this question? I'll explain. Write P, right? On the place of E, you can write the expression this. That is less than E is equals to Q. I hope there is no problem in this first part, right? For the second part, we have Q. Again, we are using E here, that is less than equals to R. But you can see that P is less than is equals to Q and Q is less than is equals to R. If we compare both of them, what we are getting that P is less than is equals to R. And if we replace the value of less than is equals to again with E, what we are getting? We are getting P, then capital E, then R. And you can see in the equation or the options, this equation is written right here in option number A. This is how you solve these questions. I'll just re-revise this question for you. We are using the symbols or the operations that is given in the questions, and we are directly putting those values in the expression given, right? And we'll eventually get two different cases. This is case number 1. This is case number 2. And we are eventually getting this result, right? As soon as we are getting this result and replacing the value of less than is equals to with the capital E, we are getting our answer, right? I hope this question is clear. This is a pretty different question or a challenging one for you, right? Now we'll move to the next question where we are going to learn few more concepts, right? Here, this is the solution part we have already discussed. This expression can be written as this, and on comparing both the expressions, we are getting this expression, which will lead us to our answer, right? Now we'll move to the next question. Here, you will read a different set of instructions, right? The first instruction is capital A plus D is greater than is equals to capital C plus E. This is the first case. I'll mark it for you. As I said, while reading, just start marking, right? This is the first expression. The second expression says C plus D comes out to be twice of B. So again, mark it like this. The third expression says B plus E is greater than C plus D. Again, mark it. Now we have three different expressions. Now, by using the conditions given in all three expressions, drive one of them. Try to find which one of the following is correct. Now, you are supposed to implement all those operations in all the expressions that is given in the option part, right? Now, I'll directly jump to the right part so that I'll explain you the correct approach, right? So, we know that option D is written as A plus D is greater than B plus C. So, A plus D can be greater than C plus E. How it can be changed now? For that, what we are using? We know that is not 28, that is 2B. Make this correction, please, right? We know that C plus D is 2 times of B. So, C comes out to be 2B minus D, right? So, here we'll replace the value of C with 2B minus D plus E, right? Now, we'll get this expression. As soon as we'll move forward, we know that B plus E, and here we are getting B minus D. We just split it into B plus B, and eventually we are getting close to this, right? Where B plus E can be written as C plus D from the above instructions, right? B plus E can be written as C plus D because they are greater. So this can be replaced and this will be as it is copied, right? Here you know C plus D plus a B minus D. What eventually we are getting, we are cutting both these answers, that is plus D will be subtracted by minus D. We are eventually getting B plus C here, which is this expression, right? Which is somewhere satisfying the answer as well, right? I hope you'll get the answer. What we are using all the expressions that is given in the equation. We are driving one of the equation from the option part and we are getting answer, right? This is what we are doing. Anybody is having any doubt with this? Just go back to question number 7, 8 starting, right? You'll eventually get the answer again. You get to understand the question better, right? Sometimes it is difficult for few students to get the concept or to grasp the concept in the very first attempt, right? Now, I'll directly move to the second question, which is question number 9 now, right? Again, a direction is given. As we always mention, read the direction very carefully and then follow all the instructions given. You will eventually get the answer. So, for this particular question as well, what we will do, we'll read the instruction very carefully, right? So, the instruction says, in answering the questions below, use the following information. We can say information or instructions, right? So, again, what you are supposed to do, X union Y, we call it as union. You'll get to learn these things later on in class 11th or 12th as well, right? So a x union y, or you can write, for now you can say it u, means division. So this particular symbol means division. Start marking it, right? So we can say that x is divided by y if we are having this value. In case we are having an upper arrow in between x and y, this means multiplication, right? In case of upper arrow, we are having a multiplication, right? This means x is multiplied by y, right? If in case we are having a hashtag, that means subtraction. So again, it means y is subtracted from x. This value is subtracting from this value, right? If we are having this ulta u, if you say, right, or we called it as interjection, right? Intersection points. So x intersection y means addition. So wherever you find this particular symbol, use addition, right? Now you have 4 set of instructions given, right? For all 4 set of instruction, you are supposed to follow them and get closer to your answer. So the question says this value. 1/5 of 1/10 of 2/3 of a number x is given by. Now, what we are supposed to do? We know that this particular symbol implies multiplication, right? So write it down. Okay? On the place of x, we are writing, what we are writing? Multiplied by 1/5. Then we are writing, you can write straight away, see here. This is 1/5. That is 2/10. That is 2/3. But what is demanding in the question? That is 1/10. So directly figure out where 1/10 is written, here as well as here. But in this question, what it is saying? That is capital X multiplied by 1 multiplied by 5, right? But what we are asking? 1/5. It means we need 1 divided by 5. And we know that for the division, we have this symbol, right? As soon as we are going to have this symbol, we are going to imply division part. And this symbol is only available in part number A, which means x. Listen to this. X, right? Multiplied by in bracket 1/5, right? Again, we are getting multiplied by 1/10, right? In bracket multiplied by 2/3. So you can easily figure out we are getting what we are supposed to find, right? So option A will be the correct answer. Now you'll see it in a very clear manner. In option A, x is multiplied by 1/5, multiplied by 1/10, multiplied by 2/3. So this is we call as 1/5. This is we called as 1/10. This is we called as 2/3. So this expression satisfies. So our option number A is our answer for this particular question. Again, I hope you find it easy. Here we are using different symbols for different mathematical operations, right? Now we'll move to the next question where you are going to deal with different kind of symbols which implies to some different mathematical operations. Here, this direction is given for question number 10 to question number 11, right? So read the direction carefully, which says following symbols have been used in the questions ahead. That is question number 10 and question number 11. So first I'll read it for you. So the symbol X stand for equals to. Start marking while you are reading, right? The symbol less than stand for not equals to, right? Subtraction stand for greater than. Addition stand for not greater than. If something is not greater than, it means it is either less than or equals to. So if in case plus is there, you will use this symbol. If it is not equal, it's either greater than or it is less than, right? For this particular symbol, that is greater than stand for less than. It's clearly saying it is less, right? For equals to, for not less than, right? if something is not less, either it is greater or equals to, right? These are the things that you have to read while reading the question, before questions, right? Now we'll directly jump to the question part. Here you have an expression given in the question, that is P equals to Q plus R. This is one statement. Now you have to figure out which of the following expression given in the question is following the same thing, right? So I'll directly jump to the answer part where we are rearranging all the expressions, right? So the expression says that as per option D, with the notification given, we have P is equals to Q plus R, which means P is greater than equals to Q and less than is equals to R, right? Here you can see in the expressions as well what we are using. On the place of equals to, we are using greater than equal to. On the place of addition, we are using less than is equals to. And on using both these things, we are getting close to this expression, right? Right? This is one equation, right? For option A, we are getting this expression, which is a not true statement. This is somewhere a statement which is satisfying the expression given, right? This is not satisfying. When it comes to option B, we are having P plus Q minus R, which means this. This is again not satisfying the expression which is required, right? Similarly, in option C, this is there, which is again not satisfying because we didn't have any equals to sign here, and that too is a greater part, right? When it comes to option D, we are having this expression, that is P less than Q less than R, which implies P not equals to Q not equals to R, which is again not satisfying the equation, right? Or not obeying the equation well, right? So our option D is our correct answer, because here we are replacing the not equals value with these two expressions given above, right? As per the instructions given in the questions, you'll eventually get closer to your answer. I hope this question is clear. Now we are moving to the next question, where we are going to learn a similar kind of question, right? On the base of same instructions, right? So here the expression is pretty different. That is P greater than Q multiplication of R is there. Then which of the following is possible? So we are going to use the same method that we used in the previous question. We'll directly jump to the solution part, where I'm going to show you the expressions, right? So the expressions that we have is P greater than Q multiplied by R. So the greater than symbol will be replaced with less than, and the multiplication symbol will be replaced with R, and we are going to get the expression as P less than Q is equals to R. Now we are going to check all four options, right? The first option says P plus R plus Q, which means P is less than is equals to R is less than is equals to Q, which is somewhere satisfying this situation, right? So we'll eventually get this as our answer. And when we talk about other equations where we are getting the rearranged expression as P greater than is equals to R greater than is Q, which is not satisfying the equation given. If I mark it as equation number 1, so the expression from option B is not satisfying equation number 1. Similarly, in option number C, what we are getting, P is equals to Q less than R. And if you say that here Q is equals to R is given, so this equation need to be satisfied, but it is not satisfying. So expression C is also not satisfying the equation number 1. Similarly, in case of option D as well, because we have Q is equals to R, but here Q is not is equals to R, right? So we need to check whether the expression in the option D is satisfying or not. And here we are getting a conclusion that it is not, right? So finally, our option A, which is satisfying the situation of expression number 1, and hence we can declare this as our answer. As soon as our expression satisfies, we'll eventually get our answer, right? I hope both the questions are clear based on different expressions and rearranging of the expressions, right? Now, I'll move to the next question. That is question number 12 to question number 15. Now we have a set of instructions again. Now we have a set of direction again, right? So for that, here we have a direction. and we have set of instruction, right? So I'll directly jump to the set of instruction part. The direction says you have to follow these set of instructions from question number 12 to question number 15, right? So as per the first instruction, that is A copyright B, means A is greater than B, right? This equation implies that A is greater than B. I hope this statement is clear, right? You need to understand each and every statement. Now again, A underlined copyright B means A is greater than or equals to B. This implies A is greater than equals to B. Just mark it and write the conclusion part that we are getting from each and every expressions that we have, right? The third expression says that A equals to B means A equals to B. There is no change in it. So what is this? A equals to B. This is what we are getting from the equation, from the expression. Now we have A star B, which means A is smaller than B. A is smaller than B. This is what we are getting here. Now A star underscore B. Now we are having a different symbol, which is pretty different from the above expression. Now it means A is neither smaller than or equals to B. It's either, sorry. So for that, what we are getting, A is smaller than equals to B. I hope this question is clear. All the instructions are clear, right? From the first instruction, we are getting A greater than B. From the second, we are getting A greater than equals to B. From third, we are getting A equals to B. From fourth, we are getting A less than B. And from the fifth, we are getting A less than equals to B, right? Now we'll move to the question part where we are going to see all those symbols. We are supposed to replace all those symbols with the instructions that we are getting, and we are getting to our answer, right? Now, we are having this question. Now, each of the following question assume the given statement to be true. Find which of the two conclusion given, either conclusion 1 or 2, is true or not, right? So every question is there. Like for every question, you have first and the second conclusion. Now you have to check the statement and the conclusion is obeying or not. For that, first replace all the symbols with the required operation, that is mathematical operation, right? Then you will get closer to your answer. So for the first question number 12, that is, we have given statement is S greater than T first, M is less than equals to K second, and T is equals to K third, right? And the relation between T and M as per the given instructions or the conclusion part, that is T is equals to K, and we know that K is greater than equals to M, right? This implies that T will be greater than equals to M, or T will be greater than M, or T is equals to M. These are the things that we are going to get. This implies that T is equals to M. We have already find it out, which implies T copyright M is a true statement, right? This is also we are getting. This is also we are getting. It means either 1 or 2 is true. Any one of them can be true, right? Because we are getting both the statements. Now, question number 13, based on the same concept. Here we have certain symbols in the expression, that is star here, copyright here, and a copyright here, right? Now, we need to change these symbols with the expressions. And the conclusion one say S is equals to P, and S star underscore L gives us the second expression, right? Now we are supposed to use mathematical operation instead of all these expressions. What we are going to get? This statement given is, this is the first statement, that is S less than M, then M greater than L, and L is greater than equals to P. The relation between S and P can be defined as S less than M, M greater than L, L greater than equals to P. No defined conclusion. We are not finding any good relation between S and P. Hence, statement 1 is not true. Now you have to check. You are supposed to find the relation between S and P But from the statement given above, you are not getting any good relation or any significant relation between S and P. This implies that this particular statement or the conclusion is wrong or not true, because we are not getting our answer here. And if we check to the conclusion number 2, that is the relation between S and L, we know that S is smaller than M and M is greater than L. Again, no definite conclusion. So what we can do is conclusion 2 is also not following, right? So here both the statements not follows, right? Either statement 1 is not following, statement 2 is also not following. So option D is going to be our answer here, right? Which is neither statement 1 nor statement 2. Now we have another question based on the same directions that we have. So for that we have U equals to V, V star N and R star underscore U. It means we have some relation between U and V, U and R, and V and N, right? And as per the conclusion, what we need relation between R and N. Let's see if we can drive it or not, right? And as per the conclusion 2, we need a relation between U copyright underscore N. It means U and N. U and N. We need to check whether we are going to drive the relation or not, right? For that, what we can do? First, we'll use the mathematical operation instead of symbols given, right? We have this first statement, second statement, and the third statement. What we are required to drive? We are required to drive the relation between R and N. We know that R is less than equals to U, and we know that U is equals to V, and V is less than R. This implies R is less than N. So we'll get the relation. As soon as we'll get the relation, it means the statement 1 is true. In the previous question, we are not getting any defined relation. It means both the statements are false. Here, we are already getting our relation between R and N. It means statement 1 is true. Now, statement 2 says the relation between U and N. We know that U is equals to V. V is less than N. This implies U is also less than N, which implies U star N. So, as per the conclusion given, U copyright N means U greater than equals to N, which is not satisfying the expression, because the conclusion that we are getting from the expression is U less than N, and the conclusion that we are given, that is U greater than equals to N. Hence, this statement is also not true. So only statement 1 is true, right? Not the second one, not the second statement. I hope this question is clear, right? Now, I have one more question based on the same. Why I am doing four or five questions on the basis of same directions? Because these questions sometimes you find it difficult, because you have to cross check again and again whether the expression given and the symbol used and the mathematical operations are aligning or not. If they are not aligning with each other, it means the conclusion given is false. Otherwise, it is true. Now, the conclusion 1 says U is equals to C. We need to check whether we are going to get it or not, right? So from the expression, we have E greater than equals to U, C less than E, and C greater than B, right? So the relation 1 says in between U and C, it should be equal, right? So how we can define this? We are having a relation that U is less than equals to E. That is good. E is greater than equals to C, but we are nowhere getting a relation that U is equals to C. Hence, the statement 1 is false, right? We can mark it wrong. Now, we can check the relation between E and B. And what relation we want? That I'll let you know. That is, E is greater than B. This is the required relation that we required, right? And from the expression, the statement that is given, we know that E is greater than C and C is greater than B. So we're eventually getting that E must be greater than B. And this is satisfying the conclusion number 2. Hence, conclusion 2 is right, which is option number B. That says only conclusion 2 is true, right? I hope you get all those questions in which we are using the numerical values, we are using the alphabets, we are using the symbols, and we are directly relating them with the mathematical tools, or we can say mathematical operations. Eventually, the operations that we are using is similarly that is based on the BODMAS, right? That is based on the BODMAS. Here we are reading about the BODMAS, right? In this, B stand for bracket, O stand for off, D stand for division, M stand for multiplication, A stand for addition, and if we add S in the BODMAS, then we'll get subtraction. I hope this thing is clear to everybody, right? Till this question, right? Right? Now, thank you. As I'm winding the session now, I hope this question, all those topics, all 15 questions with different concepts is clear to you now. And if you are facing any problem, you can always revisit to that particular question, rewatch it, and grasp the question as well as the concept again, right? This is, as a student, you all need to do again and again. As soon as you complete the chapter, you understand all the concepts, make sure to attempt the practice set of the same, right? That will be available on the website. Thank you everyone. Thank you. Bye bye.